Could I ask you just one question, though? All right.
Я могу жить, я хочу даже жить.
ข้าวของก็ไม่
Я
แพ
хочу
ง
работать, но особенно на эти деньги.
เลี้ยงเด็กซึ่งต้องทำกับข้าวด้วย
Oui, je t'entends.
Okay, Najma, do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Can you also see me?
Yes, I see you.
Last year, a team of French and American producers created a new kind of television series that brings people together to explore important issues in their lives. A new technology, compressed digital video, connects people in different parts of the world spontaneously from their own homes. This is Vis-a-vis.
Can you see us?
Good. Okay.
Linked by a two-way video telephone circuit, people who could not otherwise meet find themselves face-to-face over a period of days.
In Zulu, we say, Sawubona.
Can you hear us?
Because all the equipment is portable, the locations can be informal and intimate.
How are you today? Fine.
Imagine a Palestinian activist banished from his homeland, brought face-to-face with a former Israeli soldier in Jerusalem. Ayal, the director of the Jerusalem Cinematheque, and Jawad, now studying languages in Paris, explore the agonizing differences which have kept their peoples apart for decades.
But my idea of our meeting isn't that of a contest to know which one of us has suffered the most in the past or who is suffering the most today.
It is very necessary for an Israeli to understand who's on the other side. This isn't the first time I speak with an Israeli, but it's the first time it's so serious. This is a street between what we call Medbasa Street.
At any moment in the dialogue, they can show video stories they have made about their lives.
That's my camp, my refugee camp. It's closed because there are children throwing stones.
Okay, I'll tell you about my reality. On my mother's side, we've been in Israel, which used to be Palestine, for about 17 or 18 generations since the Spanish Inquisition.
Moving from place to place, the participants go about their daily lives. Here, a Frenchman named Bernard, who has survived AIDS for 12 years, shares his experience with Derek, a young Polish man who has just tested HIV positive. In Poland, AIDS patients are treated like outcasts, and almost no medical help is available.
I live in a small one-room apartment in the old quarter of Paris. I live on the third floor, and there's no elevator, so one day that could be a real problem. There I inject myself with interferon, which I've been doing for the past 5 years. In 1990, I was so weak that I couldn't lift a glass of water, and it's true that every day is a struggle to live normally.
Here in Poland, even some of my family don't know that I am HIV positive. I'd like to show you my house. Here is my mother-in-law, and here is my wife. Here is my son, Patrick. He was born 2 weeks ago, and I love him very much. We were terrified he might be infected. Now that I know that he is healthy, I can see the world completely differently.
The digitized video image, which appears occasionally, reminds the viewer that the participants are on opposite sides of the earth. Here, a native Chilean Indian meets a native Canadian Indian to discuss protecting their tribes from developers. In Vis-a-vis, there is plenty of time to explore. Safe in their own domains, the participants can speak openly without an intermediary. The dialogue can take many forms. Algerian folk singer Idir and Johnny Clegg, the South African rock musician, engage in a musical conversation from opposite ends of the continent. As days go by, we find Ayal and Jawad still trying to establish some common ground.
I dream of living in peace. And I think that the steps to get there are, first of all, for us, to have normal relations.
Do you think that I don't need to live in peace too?
I hope that the wish for peace is in human nature.
Human nature is also rather bad sometimes.
In the former Yugoslavia, civilians are caught in the crossfire. In Zagreb, the capital of Croatia, two doctors confront their counterparts from Serbia.
I must make my standpoint very clear. The aggressor is Serbia.
You start from your, how to say, the prime proposal that Serbia is aggressor and Serbia has to be punished, and then the war will stop.
In between the links, the Croatian couple react to what they have heard and consider what might be discussed next.
You said we shouldn't talk. Maybe we should talk, because by talking we can understand each other.
But I would like to avoid these issues on which we disagree.
I think that the state in which I live and the state in which you live are not democratic states, that both of them are more or less totalitarian nationalistic states.
Yes, but Dragica said, excuse me, Dragica said nationalistic totalitarian, and that is not true.
It's just
a damn lie.
It's not a lie.
But not all vis-a-vis encounters are so difficult. Here, former German and French communists meet over dinner.
We're going to do the dishes. Hey, do you wash the dishes?
We have a dishwasher.
Oh, you're real capitalist then.
Oh, c'est pas vrai.
À Noël, je prépare la dinde.
When a 12-year-old farm girl meets her city counterpart, they share their adolescent dreams and show each other their hobbies.
Non, c'est très très bien.
Ayal and Jawad finally begin to take the peace process into their own hands, drawing boundaries for a future Palestinian state.
What would you have done otherwise if you had been an Israeli?
But I suppose at least I'd be happy to have a house and a homeland.
I'd like to tell you what I'd have been doing if I were Palestinian, I think I'd have fought against the occupation.
Thanks very much.
Back in Poland, Derek has been convinced by Bernard to start practicing safe sex. And Bernard has accepted Derek's invitation to visit Warsaw to help in the fight for more AIDS treatment.
I believe that for our dignity as human beings, we must stand up. Whatever the result of my examination tomorrow, I'll be thinking of you. And you know I'll do all I can to come see you soon.
Ayal and Jawad have also taken a step that neither of them could have foreseen.
I hope we'll be able to meet in person.
Maybe next year. I'll go home. And I'll stop by the Cinematheque.
Okay, we'll have a coffee together. Okay, see you soon.
Good night. See you soon, I hope.